My name is Sophie Lin, and I am a graduating senior from Northeastern University, majoring in economics and business administration with a concentration in finance. I am so delighted and honored to have been the recipient of one of this year's DMSB Co-op Awards, and I would love to take a few moments today to share some insights about my experiences. To start, I did 2 co-ops, my first one being at Boston Consulting Group in Boston, and my second one was at Morgan Stanley in New York City. At Boston Consulting Group, I was the practice area financial analyst co-op, and I supported financial analysis and reporting across the practice areas, which involved creating revenue reports to see trends in revenues from the different industry practice areas, functional practice areas, by different client types and also different geographic regions. And I also revamped a lot of our Excel templates that were used for these reportings. And I also created new training materials for the next co-op, and I actually stayed on and ended up working for 8 months to help train the next co-op and also assist with further business needs. And then my second co-op at Morgan Stanley, I was the derivatives clearing co-op. This was within sales and trading and in the institutional equities division of Morgan Stanley. I assisted with sales, relationship management, and strategy business initiatives. A lot of this involved revenue reporting for things like listed derivatives, OTC clearing, and then I also assisted with risk management processes. Sometimes this involved reformatting trade portfolios so that they could be sent to the risk team, and also having a heavy hand in creating the materials for our weekly client selection meetings, and then facilitating the communications as well as logistics of these meetings. And it was a very interesting look at the financial services industry and how clearing and risk management contribute to the stability of the financial system. And I learned a lot sitting in things like the client selection meeting, where there were various stakeholders, as well as senior leaders, global leaders. And I'm so grateful to Morgan Stanley for giving me this opportunity, because I had not known much about this area prior to doing the role. And it was a wonderful opportunity to learn about these things firsthand. And overall, co-op gave me a lot of insight about how to tackle a learning curve, how to do the specific jobs, and also about different industries. I learned about the consulting versus financial services industries to give me more clarity on my projected career path. And I also learned how to work with others. I think this is really, really important. I learned about how to work on a team and how to add value, when to ask questions, and also when to recognize if I could be of help to somebody else, and how I could help improve the existing processes and infrastructure that was already there. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to have done all of these things at these wonderful firms. My advice for those going forward is to keep an open mind. I think this is really important, because at this age, you don't necessarily know what you are going to do just yet. And co-op really gives the opportunity of trying different job functions, different industries and different companies. And I think it's really valuable to keep an open mind, even if a specific role is not what you are initially interested in. It could give you so many learning opportunities. For me, I was very consulting oriented, but I'm very, very glad that I ended up working at Morgan Stanley for one of my co-ops, because it was such a unique opportunity to learn about a pretty niche field. And I'm so glad that I did it, and I met amazing people. And so, experiential learning doesn't end on co-op either. I think during co-op, we learn a lot about job functions and how to navigate professional settings and different industries. But to equate experiential learning just to co-op would be too simplistic, because on co-op, we learn how to learn. We learn how to make the most out of new and unfamiliar experiences, and gain insights about things regardless of our knowledge, of our previous knowledge in these areas, and how to add value for the firms, not just for them, but also for ourselves. And I know that these insights will help me going forward. And for me, I will be working in consulting at a Big Four firm in Boston, and I'm very excited to be pursuing that. And I know that my experience in co-op will set me up for success in the future. So thank you so much to Northeastern and DMSB for this opportunity, and best of luck to those going in co-op in the future.